The weather outside is chilly, but the performances on the ice are heating up. Welcome to Day 3 of the College Curling Championships. The Cougars team has been building up momentum and making a late tournament push. Both teams start bright and early and have their sights set high. Let's take a look at the matchups. For their first matchup, the Cougars men take on the Trojans from the Southern Alberta Institute of Technology. The Trojans come into this matchup without having won a single game. This one has the making for a win. On the women's side of the sheet, they play the Humber Hawks, a school known to be dominant in curling. The Cougars face a very tough matchup. Let's start with the men's.
Thanks, Matt. I'm Kira Stevens, here with your Cougars men morning game highlights. The Cougars men are second ranked in the standings currently in the round robin, and they're hoping to climb even higher. For the first time this week, there was a blank end in the first. The Cougars men seem to be having a hard time adjusting to the ice, giving up 3 points to the Trojans. In the fourth, the Cougars get back their groove, earning a point. By the sixth end, the score is 4-3 Trojans. The Cougars need 1 point to tie it up. Skip Zach Norris is up to throw his last rock. The Trojan skip has the last rock. It glides down the ice and misses, giving the Cougars the point they needed to tie it up at 4 apiece. A nail-biting eighth starts. Both teams have used their timeouts. Coach Maureen Bonaire is there to help. Zach, with his last rock, plans to throw a guard. The safe skip wants to attempt a knockout. The rock comes fast down the ice. They start sweeping, and it doesn't knock out the Cougars' red rocks, making the final 5-4 Cougars.
Well, the first 4 ends were a little rough. We were just getting used to the ice, and it was a morning game, so the guys were a little bit sluggish. But fourth end break, we had a little talk and pulled things together. Persevered, obviously. It was a grinded-out win, definitely.
Behind Coach Maureen Bonner, the men's team has won their 3rd game in a row. They'll be looking to build on that in their next match. Right now, let's take a look at the women's highlights.
I'm Jenny Unruh. I'm here with your Cougars women morning highlights, where they play with heart, but still struggle from past losses.
The Assiniboine Cougars women's team starts their day at 9:30 against the Humber Hawks. Presley Wells and the rest of the team try to make a comeback this morning after a tough loss yesterday to get their first win of this championship. During the first end, the official already had to step in for confirmation. A player from the Hawks accidentally touched one of the rocks in the house. The rock got taken off the ice, but the Hawks still finished the first end with 3 points with the hammer in their possession. At the end of the second end, the Cougars are still scoreless, though a great throw from skip Presley Wells stops the Hawks from scoring 4 points. In the late third, Coach Braden Stewart calls a timeout to try and help his team make a valuable play. In the fifth end, Assiniboine gets their first steal with the hammer. After the fifth, the score is 10-1. Andrea Leschuk helps the team by throwing a great guards and sweeping hard. Unfortunately, the Cougars could not catch up to the Hawks and ended up falling 13-1 after the 6 ends. The women's team will play again later today against Pac West.
Another hard loss for the women, but people close to the team tell us that their on-ice communication is getting better with every game. Now, the men's game was tight, but that pressure doesn't just stop at the glass, it builds in the stands. Our Stefan Struth wants to know how spectators cope with the stress.
Sports fans get very invested in their teams. And curling's no different. I decided to ask them how they manage their stress during tense games.
My stomach is turning and saying, I pray. I do a lot of praying. Get the shot, don't get the shot. And sometimes I hide. Sometimes I close my eyes. I don't want to see the shot because I figure if I don't see it, maybe it'll work out better.
You usually think about no matter how high our stress is up here watching our kids play, you got to think about how high their stress is on the ice. And knowing that, how good they look and how composed they look, it kind of tells you maybe I shouldn't be as stressed as I am.
I stand up and I pace, but I don't have a competitive bone in my body, so I'm kind of, it is what it is.
I just try and remind myself that I'm really happy that I'm here and that she's here, no matter what. That at the end of the day, I have no control over what's happening, and that I need to just sit back and enjoy the ride.
I am very zen, actually. Yes, I meditated before I came, and yeah, I stay in that level and that focus, and just have faith.
A beverage does help, whether it's U15 level, U18, U20, or colleges. A beverage doesn't hurt, but talking about it, cheering loud, cheering for all shots, good shots from either team helps.
A few drinks seem to be one way to cope with a few difficult ends.
It's time for the afternoon games. The Cougars are just arriving at the Cali.
Hi guys, how are you feeling?
Not bad. Not too bad.
How's the game gonna go today, Skip?
Hopefully pretty good. We're locked in right now.
Right on. How are you guys feeling?
Good.
Still up for a fight?
Yeah, we're excited. I'm cold.
Excited.
How are you doing, Maureen?
We're doing great. We're 3-1. We're so excited, and we're just going to hopefully keep going on this road of winning streaks. So cross our fingers.
Let's take a look at the matchups. To kick off the afternoon games, the Assiniboine Cougars take on the Sault Ste. Marie Cougars. Yes, 2 Cougars teams. And they're both 3-1. This matchup has the means to be a thriller. After the men, the Cougars women play Pac West, who are also 3-1. The Cougars yet again have another tough matchup at hand. The Cougars are playing like they have a fire lit under their feet. Again, here's Kira Stevens with the shots.
Thanks again, Matt. I'm here with your afternoon Cougars game highlights. The men are starting to get comfortable playing at the national level, and they hope to continue their stride to the finals. The Assiniboine Cougars set up to play against the Sioux Cougars. The game had a slow start with a blank end in the first. Any rocks placed by second Gavin Chahai got knocked off by the Sioux Cougars. At this point, the game took a turn in the fourth end. The house was full of red and yellow rocks. Skip Zach Norris throws his last rock and misses. The measuring stick was brought out over to see who was closer to the button. Sioux Cougars are closer and take the 4 points. Lead Peyton Kamenko places rocks in the house. Later, with a full house, the Sioux Cougars send a rock flying down the ice and knocking out multiple yellow stones, drawing the 5th to a blank. In the 6th, the Cougars land their rocks and take 2 points, putting themselves back in the game. At the 8th and final end, Zach Norris prepares to take a risk in an attempt to knock out 3 red Sioux Cougars rocks. The final is 6-4 Sioux Cougars.
I'm pretty excited with how well we've been doing. We got a big day tomorrow to try to clinch playoffs and just come back tomorrow and see if we can't win a couple more.
The men are still in the running for the playoffs, but hope to make their chances even higher tomorrow. As for the women, they're still looking for their first win. Let's look at how it went.
Thanks again, Matt. I'm here with your Women's Cougars afternoon recap, where they use this time as practice after not getting many points in past games.
The Cougars women play their second game today against Pac West. Skip Presley Wells and third Sylvie Karochuk tried to make a game plan to win this game. After the first end, Pac West takes the lead with 2 points. Skylar Winters makes a great throw to knock out Pac West in the second end. In the third, the Cougars call over the official to see if their yellow stone was closer than the red Pac West stone in the house. The Cougars lose this challenge, and Pac West gets 1 point to make the score 6-0. During the fourth, Assiniboine slowly loses their edge on the ice after missing multiple plays. After 5 ends, the two teams call it quits with Pac West 9 and the Cougars 0. Presley Wells says that her team needs to bring their great communication into their actions on the ice.
This is going to prepare us for next year, and I think that's a big thing. It's just, we're not here to win, that's why we're here to practice, ball it, have fun, get ready for next year.
The women's Cougars will play again tomorrow against the St. Trojans and the Mohawk Mountaineers.
That's a wrap for day 3 here at the College Curling Championships in Regina. From all my friends here from Assiniboine College, we thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.